this up. All right, and welcome to the IU Hoops halftime report as your Indiana Hoosiers, after another slow start, which has just been this team's MO all season long. They rebound over the final 8 minutes there in the first half and are able to tie it at 32-32. Didn't necessarily expect to have to come on here at halftime and kind of feel like, all right, I'll take it when you're only tied at the half against Illinois, which is not a good team, the lowest ranked team in KenPom. But given how the game started, given how lethargic Indiana looked, is this on? Yeah, I think it's on. Given how lethargic Indiana looked, it was, it was obviously sorry, I wasn't sure if something was going over here. Sorry, I got a little distracted. See, poor start here on the halftime report, just like Indiana had. When you look at kind of turning points there, I think for Indiana, the big turning point was when the defense got it going. It was 25-15 Illinois. Okay, you hear me. Okay, it was 25-15 Illinois, and really I just thought that Indiana's defense looked really lethargic. Like, Illinois is running that ball screen action around the elbow, and, they were really able to kind of get whatever they wanted, but I don't know if it was as much of a kind of like a schematic thing that Indiana made a big adjustment as we just started playing harder. We really were letting their dribblers go anywhere that they wanted to go, and they were just getting the ball anywhere they wanted to go, but we just kind of dug in a little bit. I thought Zach McRoberts getting in there, he hustled after a loose ball to force a turnover on the play before that, or a couple plays before that. It was about the 11-minute mark. And I remember thinking to myself, leave it to the guy with the bad back to kind of get out there and hustle. And it kind of felt like that turned things around a little bit. And Indiana just kind of dug in, got it going with the defense. And that's what has turned things around for Indiana this year when they've gotten off to slow starts. Is typically the defense gets going, and that, kind of leads to improved offense and obviously, helps hold the other team down. What did Illinois finish with points per possession wise? So Illinois finished at .941 points per possession, and they started, after the first 5, 6, 7 minutes of the game, whatever it was, they were up at 1.2, 1.3 points per possession. So Indiana really dug in, and that's what you want to do. This is not a good offensive team at all. And, I thought Juwan Morgan, he tends to start out games defensively, being a little bit reticent, a little bit, kind of not wanting to be aggressive, to not pick up fouls. And I thought later on in the half, he did a really good job of being able to body up guys who came inside without fouling, like without initiating the contact. He would force Illinois to jump into him, and then the foul wouldn't get called. And he was able to get, a couple blocks, a couple rebounds that way, or, just kind of force a turnover that way. And that was really nice to see. Offensively, I thought things got better for Indiana when they started putting the ball in Romeo Langford's hands more. Romeo finished the half with 9 points. But I thought early on, Romeo had those two possessions where he went right to the basket. As Illinois was really overplaying, he was able to take it right to the basket. And then he got away from it. And it felt like the entire team got away from it a little bit, settling for threes. But as we started to stop settling, not settle and take advantage of Illinois' overplaying to get to the basket, things started to go better. And so I thought, Romeo helped to key that, but also, Al Durham, getting the ball in transition, Justin Smith on that last play, getting an offensive rebound, Juwan Morgan getting an offensive rebound putback. So things were really challenging on the perimeter, as they often are against a team that plays defense like Illinois, especially when you don't have Rob Phinisee. And I thought it was really good the way that Indiana adjusted there offensively to stop taking some of those long threes. I don't think we took a three over the final 5, 6, 7 minutes of the half. Really focused on, getting the ball inside, getting to the line, 7 of 8 from the free throw line, which is nice to see. So, look, obviously the keys here in the second half are more of what we saw those final 8 minutes. Be solid with the basketball, 8 turnovers for Indiana. Devontae Green only has 1, but I don't think that really accounts for some of the poor decisions that he's made. When he went backdoor, they're late, again, taking advantage of what Illinois' defense leaves wide open. We need to see a little bit more of that. And I thought Indiana got more comfortable in the second half. And so I feel good about Indiana's ability offensively in the second half to deal with what Illinois is doing defensively. And if we can come out with the same kind of intensity on defense, then I think we'll be just fine in this game. Because obviously we're better. We have the two best players on the floor. And if we play through those guys and don't settle just for three-pointers or long jump shots or floaters or any other shot that is not a high percentage shot, if we're a little bit more patient and a little bit smarter, we're going to get what we want. So it's concerning that we continue to start out like this, but I will say, Archie sounded on the pregame show like he was a little bit worried about a start like this. Coming off a layoff against a team that plays so much differently, you could kind of explain it away, but we also know that this team just comes out and starts slow. And eventually that's going to really bite us in the rump. I don't think Illinois is good enough for that to happen at home. Hopefully not. But we'll see. Need to do more of the same here in the second half that we did over those final 8 minutes, and we should have a nice victorious episode of the Assembly Call after the game. Join us after the game. Andy will be here. Ryan will be here. We'll break it all down, and we look forward to it. Thanks for joining me for the halftime report. Sorry for the sluggish start there. Had some things going haywire over here on my other screen. So anyway, let's look forward to the second half, and I'll talk to you guys on the postgame show.